Welcome back to a special edition Blackboard Wednesdays with me. Know, I was reading a book. Sometimes when you're reading a book, it's something that interests you, captivates your attention, and you want to elaborate on it a little bit, maybe conversate on it a little bit. So I'm reading this book, and it's about Las Vegas in the 1930s. In the 1930s, it was this guy. He was a rancher. He was a rancher in Las Vegas in the 1930s. And he came up with the initial idea to make legalized gambling legal in Las Vegas. And at the time, he was dibbling dabbling in politics, and he presented this bill to the Las Vegas politicians. They denied the bill 3 consecutive times. On the third try, the bill was passed. And that's how legalized gambling became legal in Las Vegas. This guy had a vision. He was a visionary. And he said, if Las Vegas made gambling legal, Las Vegas would be the playground for the United States. And that's exactly what happened, as we all know. Las Vegas is the playground of the United States. This guy was a visionary. His name was Phil Tobin. Now, Phil Tobin was a real humble guy. So Phil Tobin never received any accolades, any financial compensation, any recognition for creating legalized gambling in Las Vegas, because he was a humble guy. He was very discreet. And God don't want you to be so humble when you create an idea that you don't get no recognition for. He don't want you to be so humble that you die penniless because you are too humble to express or expose or give yourself credit or recognition for your contribution. So that's what happened with Phil Tobin. He died in 1976, homeless and penniless. And once he died, friends of his, old politicians, and friends that he had recently become acquainted with, they was all surprised, because at his funeral, everybody was saying, "This is Phil Tobin is the father of Las Vegas. Phil Tobin is the originator and the individual that wrote the bill to legalize gambling in Las Vegas. Before Phil Tobin wrote the bill and created legalized gambling in Las Vegas had 5,000 people. It was a desert. It was a big desert that people just passed through, on their way to LA and on their way to California to stop and get gas and keep it pushing. 5,000 people, until Phil Tobin created legalized gambling. I say all of that to say this. You don't want to be so discreet, and nobody reveals every single thing they're doing. Some things is mandatory that you keep confidential. But if you're doing something that's worthy of recognition and worthy of getting attention for, you need to speak up. You need to let the public and the powers that be know, man, this is what I have done. This is what I'm doing now. It's called branding. It's called branding yourself, branding your merchandise, branding your character. And Phil Tobin never done that. So he died without receiving a lick of recognition, a penny for his invention, and it was unfortunate because if he would have spoke up, but after he got denied 3 times and the family got passed, he was just burnt out. He was burnt out because of the red tape, and he died homeless. But he was the father of Las Vegas. And me personally, people, sometimes like, why you post stuff, why you be on social media, or why you do. But my thing is, I'm not hiding nothing. What I do is authentic. What I do is realistic. I'm not a perpetrator. I'm not scandalous. I haven't done nothing to disrespect nobody. I haven't done nothing to humiliate nobody. So I don't have a reason to hide. So I'm going to step out at the appropriate time if the social event if the social activities is to my liking, I'm there. And I'm gonna take some photos. I'm gonna talk with some people. And because I've always had a fascination with photographs. I've always had a fascination with documenting the things that I do. Since the days of Polaroid. I still have Polaroid pictures. So I'm not doing the social media thing to gain recognition or gain attention. I'm doing it because society is doing it. And I feel it's appropriate to do. Now, if society is doing something that's inappropriate and I disagree with, I'm not going to participate. But I try to stay relevant, realistic, and current with the changing circumstances. And the circumstances is constantly changing. It's like my son, Steve. I raised that kid from the time he was 2, all the way up until he got to the NFL. It was my leadership. It was my influence. It was my coaching. It was my discipline, along with his mama's, Rhonda, to enable him to get to the level he got. He didn't get there by himself. In high school, I supported him. Same with my son, Andre. That was an All-American at Diablo Valley Junior College. Steve was an All-American at Chabot Junior College and went on to play at Kentucky. Andre went on to play at Utah. No, he didn't make it to the NFL, but he got his degree. Steve made it to the NFL, played 10 years, and I'm proud of him. But if I don't speak up on it, like Phil Tobin did speak up on it, and let it be known that it was me, and my leadership, along with his mama Rhonda, and us together collectively, we instilled the necessary characteristics in the kid to enable him to get to the next level. And he's doing fine right now, down in San Diego. 3 beautiful kids and a wife. Okay? But, I got to explain and expose my contributions, because I'm not going to sit on the sideline and just be forgotten, become irrelevant, when I know that I was a major factor on every level, from the streets to the music business, to raising my children, to coaching my children, and to doing what I'm doing now, right here on Blackboard Wednesday. And I appreciate all of you guys, especially my loyal audience that tap in and listen, and get some inspiration to get from the middle of the week to the end of the week. I like that. I'm going to drop a little bit of knowledge, and I'm going to sprinkle you a little bit to where you can get from the middle of the week to the end of the week. Feel what I'm saying? Don't be like Phil Tobin. Don't be so humble, so nice, so discreet, to where you don't get no recognition for all the shit that you have done, for all the sacrifices that you have made, for all the financial sacrifices that you have made, the time spent. You want your You want your recognition. And if you don't pat yourself on the back and let other individuals know, if they don't speak up and give you your props, you're gonna speak up yourself. Because I'm not going to wait until I'm 6 feet deep, and everybody decide to say, "Oh, Herm did this and Herm did that." No, the public needs to know in advance of what you have done, what you have done, what you're doing now, and the contributions and the sacrifices you're making right now. This is a special Blackboard Wednesdays. It's from a book that I'm reading, and I just wanted to elaborate because I thought that the Phil Tobin story in this book was captivating. He was extremely. He was a visionary, but he was humble. He was nice. Okay, God don't want you to be that humble, that nice, to where people just push you to the side and nobody even acknowledge you, nobody even recognize you, nobody even care about the sacrifice or the decisions that you made to help someone else or to help yourself or to help the community. If you don't speak up, you won't be acknowledged. Period. Herm Lewis. Y'all tap back in next week. Blackboard Wednesdays. Let's keep rocking. Let's keep building. One love. Peace. Power to the